Welcome back to the Distressed Princess. I'm Rhonda. In today's video, I'm continuing on with some Fall-o-ween DIYs, and I'm going to show you how I make everything here in this vignette. So when you think about fall decorating, the first thing that comes to my mind is always pumpkins, so you gotta have plenty of pumpkins, and I'm going to show you 3 easy ways to make some unique pumpkins. For the first pumpkin, I'm using Crayola air dry clay, and I just got a handful of it out of the tub, and now I'm going to shape it into a ball. And the more you knead the clay and roll it around, the more pliable it gets, and it's easier to form it into a ball without there being any creases. Once you have your ball formed, then you can start flattening out the top and the bottom and start molding it in your hands to look more like a pumpkin shape. Now you'll need a tool, and I'm using a popsicle stick, and this is what you're going to use to carve the lines into the pumpkin. Now you'll need a stem, and I'm using a plastic stem from a cheap plastic pumpkin that I thought fit just perfect. And now leave it to dry. The next day, I could tell that it wasn't fully dry, but it was dry enough that I could go ahead and paint it up. I'm mixing a light beige color with a pumpkin color to paint the whole thing. And I really think that's the easiest little pumpkin I ever made, and also one of the cutest. The next pumpkin is made out of this burlap ribbon that you can get at Walmart. You'll need to cut 6 pieces 12 inches long. Then you'll need to cut the ends so they're sort of pointy and rounded. So I just folded the ribbon in half and cut just like this. Next, you'll make 3 sets of 2 that you're going to glue together, just like you see I'm doing right here. You'll just glue one of the sides and then open it back up like this. Once you have your 3 sets of 2 glued together, now you'll glue each set together just like this. Then glue your 2 open ends together. You can do your preference and keep using hot glue, but I'm going to sew my ends closed just because it's a really simple gathering stitch, and I think it'd actually be easier to do instead of using hot glue. You do need to use an extra large knot on the end of your thread so that it doesn't slip through the burlap. And then just run a gathering stitch all around the bottom of one side. This is just a really basic stitch that you're just spacing them a little far apart and just going in the fabric and out of the fabric. And then when you come to the end, pull the thread tight and your end will close up. And as you're closing up your end, you also want to tuck the pieces that are sticking out up inside what will be the inside of the pumpkin. When it's closed up nice, then you can end your thread and cut. Now you can use some cotton stuffing or even an old t-shirt to fill your pumpkin with, and use the same gathering stitch to close up the top. Then just like before, when you come to the end of your stitches, then pull the thread tight and stuff down the parts that are sticking out. Then make a stitch to secure and cut your thread. For the stem on this one, I'm using a cinnamon stick. I just stuck it down in the center and put my hot glue down in the center with it, and it stayed intact. Here's how it's looking so far, and she's plump and I love her. But now she needs some leaves, so I plucked these 2 leaves out of my floral stash, and they're a little too green for what I want in this project, so I'm just going to paint them. After a coat of Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle, they sort of look like leather leaves, and I like that a lot. So I hot glued them down. This is a really nice little farmhouse pumpkin, and with that roll of burlap from Walmart, you can make a whole bunch of them. The next kind of pumpkin we'll be making is using socks. And I have these socks that never want to really stay on my feet, so they're the perfect candidate to turn into a pumpkin. So you'll cut the heel off and you cut the toe off. And this leaves a little tube to make your pumpkin. Then the next step is to hot glue one end shut. And so that makes me believe that you really don't have to cut the toe out. You probably could just leave the toe in. Next, you turn the sock inside out and you can stuff it. And this is just a little sock, so it just took a little stuffing. Now you can add your stem, and I'm using another cinnamon stick, and gather the top of the sock up around and then use a piece of jute string to tie it secure. The next part is kind of hard to explain. Once you have your jute string tied around your cinnamon stick stem, then you'll start winding the jute string around the pumpkin to make the lines. So I just kind of like cut it in half and then cut it in half again and keep going around the stem to make your next line down the pumpkin, if that makes sense. And when you've made all your lines, you cut the jute string and tie it together. I wanted the ends of my jute string to have a little curl to them, like vines, so I wrapped it around a pencil and sprayed some hairspray. And now you have 3 little pumpkins for your fall vignette. The next DIY is using a Dollar Tree witch hat. And the first thing you'll do is snip the tags off, and you'll also remove the tinsel. Removing the tinsel is really easy, especially if you can find the end of it. You just start unraveling it. And if you can't find the end of it, just use your scissors and cut into it. Now you'll need some black jute string, which I found at Michael's. And this is what we will rewrap the witch hat with. But first, let's get rid of all the little knobby pieces around the outside of the witch hat. And that's really easily accomplished with just some wire cutters. The rest is just wrapping the black jute string back around the witch hat. And you can use your hot glue when you need to secure the string in place. I don't know that it really makes a difference, but I really liked to wrap my hat in kind of a zigzaggy pattern. So I kind of zigzagged up the hat, zigzagged back down the hat, and back up the hat and down the hat until I had it all filled up just how I wanted it. When it's all covered, now you add the magic, which is just simply some rice lights. And I just wound them around up and down the hat too. And you don't have to, but I tucked the battery pack into one of the strings in the back. And I thought I should show you how I have mine sitting up. I just used a jar to prop it up with. And every fall vignette needs a good garland, and so I've picked this up at the Dollar Tree. It doesn't look like fall, but we are going to give it a makeover. All you need is some paint, and here are the colors I'm using. I'm going to start with the lightest color, and I'm using a regular paintbrush. I'm just going to brush this color all over this garland. Now another option would be to take this outside and spray paint it with different colors of spray paint. I just thought that I would have more control using a paintbrush. I'm doing this garland 1/2 at a time so you can see the difference, And you do need to let your coats of paint dry in between introducing new colors. So the lightest beige color is dry, and now I'm adding some of that pumpkin color. And I'm not putting it everywhere, I'm just kind of pouncing around, catching different leaves and little places. And of course I use my hair dryer to speed up that drying time. And then I go in with my last color, which is the milk chocolate brown. And so here's the difference. Half of the garland is done, and you can see the fall side versus the spring summer side. It really does look like some nice garland, and it really will save you some money, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time at all. It took me 15 minutes to slap this paint on this garland. Now here's a nice little hack for you. It won't cost you a dime. If you already have some white canisters, never mind what might be on the front of them, because you can just roll them around to the back side and draw whatever you want with a dry erase marker. So I'm making some cute little ghost face on my canisters to go up on my shelf. And if you make a mistake or you don't like what you drew, you can just use a paper towel and wipe it right back away. Now the rest of the stuff in the vignette, like the boo and the pumpkin, are DIYs I've done in previous videos, which I will link in my description box down below. And the centerpiece is an antique picture that I've had for many years, and it's stuffed full of some clearance fall florals from Michaels. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and got some ideas and inspiration. If you want to see more fall DIYs, click the link that I provided for you right here, and I'll see you next time. Bye!